All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Launchpad. My name's Grant, and today I am joined by Young Bombs. Young
Hey,
Bombs,
how
Tristan,
you
Martin,
doing?
how you guys doing?
Good, man.
Excellent.
How are you?
Good, man. Good. I'm excited to sit down and chat with you guys about some upcoming exciting stuff you guys got on the horizon here and some cool stuff you guys have done in the past year.
Hell yeah, and thanks for having us.
Of course, man. Let's dive right into it. So, obviously, anyone could Google, look up how you guys got together, like kind of see where you guys met and everything. But I want to hear the story that does not make the internet from you guys of how did you two meet and how did you two meet? How did you come together? And how did you make that transition into EDM?
It's a good
So we have told the story many times, but we'll definitely do it again. And it's worth it because it's
Mhm.
hilarious. We met when we were like 15. We were both in punk bands, and his band was opening for mine, and he was a drummer. I was a guitar player, and
Okay.
his band was playing. He lit his cymbals on fire behind his drums, and I was just like, this guy is somebody I think I need to know. So we exchanged numbers, and then that night we got on the phone and pretty much talked all night, and kind of a bromance formed out of that. And that kind of led us down a path of just making music together and doing bands. We played in a rock band before this, kind of like a Killers indie rock kind of thing.
Mhm.
But then the transition came kind of when we heard like Avicii, I want to say.
Okay.
He went,
Yeah, I went on a trip to Sweden, and my buddy had this like burnt CD like on the floor of his car, and it was like all scratched up. And I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "Yeah, fire it in. It's this like local DJ." And I had never like this is in Stockholm. I'd never heard of Avicii, obviously, and he had the like the bromance instrumental like before it had a vocal on it, and I was like, "Whoa, this is like really cool." I want to learn more about this music. So I kind of did a deep dive and just started discovering artists in that genre and like just really getting into progressive house. Um, and
and I was going, "What's this music
yeah,
this guy's listening to?
yeah,
He's lost
totally.
his mind." But then
This doesn't sound like Bob
I
Dylan.
think after a few listens, I was like, "Okay, I get it." And then I don't know. Fast forward a few months later, he started producing, just like fucking around on Logic. And I was like, I want to learn how to do that too. So then we just started getting on YouTube, watching tutorials.
Yeah, it
And
took a minute for
it
sure.
took a minute. But then eventually we started putting remixes on SoundCloud and during the Hype Machine era, and just kind of building a following that way. And that's just kind of how we honed in on our sound and just kind of learned how to do it and started taking it seriously.
Nice,
Yeah,
man. Who were like those early names? I know you mentioned Avicii, but like who else were like
yeah. I mean,
early EDM
Avicii, like,
influences?
I
Daft
mean,
Punk,
Daft Punk. I mean,
Justice.
Justice for sure.
But then
But
like Swedish House Mafia.
yeah, then like SHM and like the Alesso Pressure remix, like
That was a game changer.
yeah, I was like, this is so sick.
So just like a lot of the golden era stuff, like the 2012 kind of progressive house, like mostly the Swedish stuff. And yeah, that was kind of it. And then that kind of evolved from there. Obviously, we started doing different styles of remixes, like future bass, deep house, future house, all that stuff. So
Yeah, we
you
were
know,
just kind of evolving
you know how it
all the
is. You fall in
time.
love with the genre, then you fall in
Yeah,
love with other, and you just
the
keep.
subgenre and
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
subgenre. Yeah,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
nice,
Yeah, and I
man.
started doing the remixes, and then that led to our own original music. And that's kind of where we're at now. So we just dropped the single of ours called "Bad," and it's out. It's actually doing really well on Canadian radio, which is crazy. It's like number 20 on like the
Crazy
Canadian.
because we're Canadian.
Yeah, crazy because we're Canadian, but yeah.
Makes
But it's like number 20 on the charts right now, which is really
Nice.
exciting. And from there, we actually just remixed ourselves, which is something we've never done before. So we made like a more like tech house style version of it, more like something that we'd put in our sets. And we just dropped that last Friday. So, that's really been a fun experiment for us to see kind of how we reimagine something of our own and then
Cool.
put that
I
out
like
to the world. So yeah, so that's been
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah, tip for
Nice.
producers out there. Saves you a lot of money when you remix.
I love that. So you guys kind of talked on it already, but tell me a little bit about how that sound has evolved over time for you guys. Like, obviously, you first started off kind of being in a little rock band. It's huge evolution over the past several years to get to where you guys are at now. Like, how has
Yeah.
that sound kind of evolved and developed over time, and where do you see it evolving and developing moving into the future?
Yeah, I mean, we've been experimenting with a lot of sounds recently. But like when we first started out, it was definitely leaning towards our earlier influences, definitely more like progressive house. Then it got like deeper house, and then future bass started catching our ears, and we started kind of changing the BPMs and stuff like that. And we never really cared. I feel like a lot of artists kind of pigeonhole themselves into like one genre, and
Yeah.
they like they're heavily like gatekeep, like it's like a faux pas to do anything else. And we've kind of not really lived through like with those rules in this project. We've kind of bounced around. But yeah, we went from, I guess, all those styles to now, you know, we've definitely been getting back more into like the house tempo, and getting more melodic. We've got a fair share of music that we're sitting on, I would say, that's more melodic leaning, which is super cool because we've been in our spare time like listening to a lot more like melodic house, more emotional, more vibey, kind of stuff, and we definitely want to implement that more into our sound, which is like nothing like the single we just dropped. But
and to add on to what he's saying, I think we were kind of like making more pop-centric EDM for a bit, but now we've kind of honed in on the idea of making every song playable live. We were doing a lot of the remixes of the versions that we made before by other people. But now when we make a song and put it out, we think to ourselves, like, if we can play this, you know, out to our fans, then it's good. And if we're focused on the pop thing too much, I think it's not going to hit as hard, and it's not going to be as enjoyable to play because we've been playing live for how many years now. We know what works and we know what we want to hear in our sets. So that's kind of like the benchmark we have now. And so, yeah, we definitely want to keep some of that, like those earlier elements, and kind of blend that all together where it's in a place where we can take it to the stage.
Nice. I like that. So I know you guys mentioned before, like, artists early on that inspired you. Who are like some of those artists right now? I know you guys, your library of songs is just so diverse. And even you just mentioned right now, like the song that you just released versus some of the songs you have coming up are so different from one another.
Yeah.
Who are the artists you guys look to or draw inspiration from now?
I personally have been listening to a lot of Ben Bomer recently.
Oh, good name. I like that name.
I really like him, and I just find it just takes me somewhere else. So I've really been on that wave.
Yeah.
A lot of other similar artists.
Art Bat.
Yeah, Art Bat's really
okay.
cool.
Another good name.
Frankie Wah. Just like, kind of in that world a little bit.
Liquor as well.
Ooh, another great name.
Yeah, we're just it's just right now it's just such a good time for music. It's just a big sea to dive into.
There's so much good music out there.
There are so many good artists, and you know, you find one and then you just go deeper down the rabbit hole.
So I want to expand this question even further then. That you guys have obviously been around for a while, been in the scene for a minute here. Who are some artists right now that are not getting the recognition that they probably should? Like some underrated artists that you think like a year from now are going to be taking off?
There's one guy we always talk about, and that's Casey Lights.
Casey Light. Oh, I actually saw Casey Lights open at a show out here in Tempe. So I'm glad you mentioned.
Was that on the Lost Kings tour recently?
No, it was on a Martin Ikin tour, actually.
Okay.
Casey Lights is, I think, one of the best producers out there, and it's such a shame that he doesn't get enough of a spotlight on him, because every time he drops something new, it's so good. Like, fuck, man, this guy's so good. And so shout out Casey Lights.
Shout out Casey Lights.
And I guess Young Bombs.
Little self plug right there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I don't think who else.
that's a good question.
There's more. I can't think of anything else right now.
If you think of it later in the interview, just stop it, and we'll jump right back into it there.
Insert that in, and then
exactly. Okay, so we were talking a little bit beforehand. I know you guys got a remix coming out. You guys want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we just remixed Griffin, actually.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and so that's dropping this week. I think on Friday.
Is it this Friday?
I think it's this Friday. Yeah. So we have for Forever, a song with Ella Dewey. So, yeah, we're really excited about that, and that one actually kind of leans more into it's kind of like the perfect transition into where we're heading. And what we just did with Bad is actually a really cool, I mean, not to like pat ourselves on the back for it, but like we really like the idea of remixing ourselves for that reason, because we get to put our own spin on something twice, you know, if that makes sense. Like we can have the main stage version, and then like if we want to drop like a 4 a.m. set somewhere, like a pool party version of it, you know, we have
that option to do it. Yeah.
So we're stoked on that.
I like that. So I mean, obviously with having such like a diverse collection of songs, and you know, diving into all these different genres and everything, obviously your audience is a diverse group of people as well. With that, what's kind of the message that you guys hope to get across through your music to this wide group of people here?
Yeah, I mean, our music's always been really uplifting, feel good. Like we want people to just enjoy themselves, but like we want to take them somewhere. We want people to leave going like, that was awesome. Like I feel better. That it's almost like therapy in a way. Like music brings people together. It's we're really lucky to be able to do what we do, and we want people to really leave our show with, or hearing our music, feeling
and
like it's moved them in some kind of way. Yeah.
And with that being said, we haven't really tapped into the sad emotion that we kind of explored a bit when we were remixing Post Malone, Khalid, Billie Eilish. We did a lot more emotional remixes at that time, but our originals haven't really gone that way until very soon, which we have a lot of songs in the works ready to go, and we're going to tap into that a bit more. So we're excited about that as well.
Definitely.
Nice. Yeah. What are you guys most excited for the rest of this year? Obviously, you guys have that remix coming out. You got a lot of other songs you're sitting on. Couple events and festivals coming up as well. But what are you guys most excited for?
To see how much longer his mullet's gonna grow. But I think he could go to like.
That's what I'm excited to see.
It's just a baby. It's just a baby.
Like mullet. Theo Von times.
Oh my god.
just keep it going.
No, we're really excited to get back on the road, to be honest. We haven't been touring heavily this year so far, and that's what we're really looking forward to. Getting out, playing shows, getting back into the festival circuit, like doing all that stuff. So yeah, and also just honestly releasing this music that we're sitting on. We really are passionate about it, and we feel like it's going to connect with people in a really special way. So we're really excited for that.
Nice. I like that. Any like event or festival or show that you guys have played in the past that really stands out to you?
Ooh,
there's a ton.
Yeah.
If you had to like pick one,
like Lolla was like by far, like Lolla was crazy.
I think the two we always bring up are Lollapalooza and Festival d'Été, which is a big festival in Quebec City that they do in the summer.
But it's wild.
It's like the entire city goes. So I think when we did it, there was like 50 to 60,000 people.
Wow.
It was insane.
Yeah, it's like all of Earth. You're just like, well,
yeah, man. It's like as far as the eye can see, and
that probably the biggest crowd we've played for. So it's something else.
And it's always cool to go somewhere exotic, like when we did Ultra in Sydney and Melbourne,
like Singapore.
Yeah,
Korea.
You get a trip out of it, and you get the sun and all that. That's always too.
Okay. I want to hear from each of you the most memorable fan interaction that each of you have had.
Oh, That's a tough question.
Let me think.
One of them was, so we did this remix back in the day. It was for Radical Something. The song's called Paradise in You. And that was one of the ones that was really emotional leaning. And there was this guy who's like he's in the military and he had been deployed and he was in some really dark, he had been in a really dark place, like lost quite a few of his closest friends that were with him. And he said like that song like got him through. And so he wrote us like a letter. It was quite a few pages long with like one of his like medals that he had gotten. And he was just like, this song kept me alive. So like I think that is one of the most like gripping feelings, just even reading that you could have that sort of like effect through your music. That was probably one of, if not the most powerful, like crazy interactions.
That was I remember that one fan who talked to us through Snapchat a lot, and I think it was just like they were going through a tough time. I think they were like 15, 16 years old, and we were just, I don't know, we're pretty out there on our social media. We just don't really give a fuck, but they kind of confided in us, and they were just like, I love your guys' vibe. I love how like, your friendship and how easygoing you are with your fans. And they were just kind of going through a hard time, kind of like this person was. And we were just kind of helping them through. And I don't know, it just felt kind of nice to have that position to help someone. And it's not necessarily something you think you're going to get out of being like a musician per se, but like, I don't know, it was just like, it felt good just being there to help somebody when they were kind of in need. And I don't know, maybe we're like part-time therapists or something.
I'm trying to think of something like
go get my degree and got a backup plan.
Are you guys available for appointments here?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something now, like complete opposite side of the spectrum, something crazy that's happened.
No one's like tattooed our name on us or anything like that.
Well, not yet. It could totally happen. But that's awesome though, that you guys are able to have that sort of impact on a minimum at least 2 fans. I'm sure there's been plenty more that don't even share with you what kind of impact your music has had on them. So that's really powerful and awesome stuff. So kudos to both of you guys for being able to release and put out that kind of energy and vibe and music out there. That's awesome.
Sweet. Thank you.
Any like crazy fan stories that you've had?
Yeah, I'm trying to think like
no, you're good if you can't think of it.
I mean, I'm sure there's like, oh man, there's always funny stories after a show and when you go on the road. I'm trying to think of like one like that really makes for a good story.
Me too. And I know
it's one of those things like afterwards we'll talk and be like, oh, of course.
You're like, damn it, why weren't we recording during that part?
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's all right. I got a little fun, unique question for you. Since you guys are a duo, you obviously work together all the time or probably spend a ton of time together, probably get sick of each other all the time too. Describe each other in 3 words.
I'd say for Martin, talented, hardworking, and hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't think
Tristan was really nice to you on that one.
Yeah, that was really nice. I totally would have gone somewhere else.
Feel free to burn me
annoying. Snore is really loud. No, I would say Tristan, like also hilarious, super talented, and like
working. Steals the same 3.
No, I would say he's extremely loyal, super honest, like really solid. Yeah, I don't know like if there's one word that encapsulates that. Oh yeah.
I love that. That's great.
Super annoying.
Whoa. That's great, man. Oh, anything else you guys are like super excited for upcoming here?
What else? Summer. It's cold.
Let me rephrase the question then. What's like the big goal for Young Bombs moving forward here?
Oh man.
Like let's make like 6-month goal. What's this 180-day mission for you?
Yeah, well, it would be really cool if in that time frame Bad cracks the top 10 in Canada.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
And we've been getting a lot of good feedback from DJs on the remix. So if it could penetrate a little more, I love the word penetrate, but I had to say it. If it could penetrate a little more to the DJ scene and get played out, that'd be great as well.
Yeah, see us at some more festivals.
Yep.
I would say would be dope. And just for this, I guess, like if because we're so excited about everything we're sitting on, like if people have the same response to it,
Yeah,
you know, and it's just like flames, like that, like for us, it's like we're not crazy, you know. Then it's like okay, this is actually
like this is actually good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And with social media nowadays, you can do that. Like how someone like Fred again just previews like 3 songs at once, fans, and then everyone hear them and decide if they're into them. That's such a cool thing that, you know, musicians never had the chance to do before. And now that we're sitting on a pile of songs, like Martin said, we kind of just want to start implementing stuff like that into our thing more. Just let our fans hear what we're working on and just
be more of an open book.
Yeah, what do you guys
like bring them into the studio, you know? Like
I like that.
Yeah.
Just a room full of people.
Yeah.
What would you guys say the biggest difference is in like the EDM scene now versus when you guys first got into it several years back?
Oh, well, it's definitely more saturated.
What do you mean
like
by that?
There's more, like there's just so many songs coming out every day.
Yes, okay.
Like it's even noticeable, like on Spotify, for example, like the streaming numbers it's harder to hit those same sort of numbers, I would say. Like it's definitely hard to reach as many people, but
I like that it's respected more. It's funny that when we started, because like we were talking about how we were in a rock band before, a lot of people were like, oh, this is a bandwagon-y thing, this is a trend that's gonna die, et cetera, et cetera. Here it is, stronger than ever. Fred again, 4 Times Growth just literally closed out Coachella, so I mean,
that's awesome.
Definitely here to stay. And I like that the bandwagoners are gone now, and it's just become a beautiful thing that a lot of us love. And now it's just about the fans and the music and it's the vibes, and you know, no one's talking about Vegas and money and all that bullshit that they're talking about in 2013 or whatever.
So, yeah, it's I feel like dance music's in a really like healthy place right now.
It is. It definitely is, for sure.
What's like a positive trend you guys see in dance music right now?
I just love how the experimentation, I feel like, has come back in full swing. People are taking big risks now and it's paying off, whereas I want to say maybe around 2018, 2019, everyone was very focused on like the pop crossover kind of song, and a lot of people thought maybe EDM was dead. But yeah, now people are taking more risks again, and it feels good. It kind of feels like the golden era again. It's just like,
that's true.
It's a really exciting time. So
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that too.
That's a good answer. What question for you guys, as you know, as DJs, as producers, what is the best compliment that you can receive as an artist? Or maybe what's the best compliment you've gotten as an artist?
Like, I think when someone likes something of yours, but also like hearing that it's like unique or something like that. Like, it's not just like, oh, wow, this sounds exactly like that song, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like when someone says they like it and it's unique, I feel like that's like a huge compliment, because it is hard to kind of pave your own lane and have your own sound. So
good answer.
Yeah, there was someone tweeted like our Wild Things Alicia Cara remix was like one of the best remixes out there or something. And I'm not saying it is in any way, but it's the fact that somebody out there
thinks that.
That's the case. I'm like, okay, we did something right on that one. I guess, yeah, I guess that song's really translated and it's hit a lot of people, so that's super cool.
Nice. Do you guys have a track you're most proud of?
Maybe we could break it up into remixes and originals.
Sure. Yeah, a remix you're most proud of and an original you're most proud of.
Hey, for remixes, I always default back to the Post Malone one. I don't know why, but there's just something still. I think I still get goosebumps when I hear that to this day, which is rare from something So
I got goosebumps when I listened to it too. So the feeling's mutual for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. It's probably my favorite.
And then originals, I would say, I think I'm still stoked on You Up because it's the song in the last 2 years that we get tagged the most. We get people dancing in TikToks to it.
Yeah.
It feels like the one that really kind of crossed over and brought in a whole new wave of fans.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm genuinely not sick of it still, which is a good thing because
That is a really good thing.
Yeah.
we hear our songs all day, every day.
Yeah.
So
You Up for sure.
but I love the Bad Flip, the remix that we just put out too, which I don't know if it's. Do you call that a remix, or I don't even know? But
I guess technically it's just another edit, but
which is good too because it's the newest thing we put out, and you want to be stoked on the next thing put out. So
yeah, exactly.
Nice. All right. Well, last question for you guys before we wrap things up here. We're at Moon Landing. We're really big on gratitude and just being, thankful for all our little blessings we have in life every day. Like we all live a blessed life, being able to work in this type of industry and do the things that we do. So I want to hear from both of you. What is one thing that you are thankful for inside, like within music, and then one thing outside of music that you're thankful for?
That's a great question.
I think within music, like the community for sure. I think it's like one of the most special music communities. Like we've dipped our toes in other, like obviously we're in like the rock world and like indie rock and all that. And there's just so much more ego. I feel like there's way less of that. And especially like the fans, it's just a different, it's all more like love and like everyone's supportive and it's less bandwagon. I mean, for sure.
That's a good answer.
And then I would say in my personal life, my daughter. I have a daughter, so she's like 16 months old, little baby.
Aww.
And I'm hyped on her, man. That's like my pride and joy. So yeah. Shout out Aya.
She'll watch this when she's like 6.
She's like gaga goo goo.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
tight. Yeah, she's tiny, teeny tiny.
Yeah, no, I'm great. I mean, that's basically the perfect answer. I'm grateful for just the fact that we can go tour somewhere where we would never expect anyone would want to come out. And then there's people who come to your show and they're like, I discovered you through SoundCloud or Spotify or whatever. And just the fact that we have the ability, not just us, but just artists in general, to put music out and with ease, people can just discover you and then come to your show anywhere in the world. It's kind of mind-blowing. I think we take that for granted a lot. So I definitely love that. And then in my personal life, my family. I got married this year, so my wife.
Nice.
Thank you, man. My dog and my cat. They're like my children. Yeah.
Nice guy. Well, I actually lied. I do have one more question for you that completely slipped my mind. If you could give one piece of advice to anybody in the world, what would that advice be?
Are we talking like music?
Or just anything?
So I'm leaving it open-ended. If you want to take it the music route and take it into like an up-and-coming like DJ or producer, you're more than free to take it that route. But if you want to just give like general life advice, you're more than welcome to do that too.
Really simple one. Do more of what makes you happy.
Yes.
I love that.
I was gonna say life is short. We only have one chance on this planet. So while you're here, make the most of it. Just do what you want to do and just have no regrets.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like I read this the other day too. It was like we create the problems. The problems in our mind are much greater than the ones in reality that we're facing.
I've read that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, exactly. Just chill. Like it's gonna be okay, and just work hard and yeah.
If you want to eat tacos every night, just do it, man.
Yeah. No harm in that.
Yeah.
Taco Tuesday every night.
You don't want to look back on your life and be like, damn, I should have ate more tacos.
Exactly. Great advice right there. I love that.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to shout out or talk about before we wrap things up here?
No, just like, yeah, definitely keep if you're listening to this, definitely, you know, if you're not following us, make sure you follow us, Young Bombs,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
And shout out to the fans who watch this.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
you all.
Shout
Yeah.
out all you guys. We appreciate you. Where's the best place for people to stay connected with y'all?
Yeah, exactly. On all socials. So
All socials?
yeah, like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but our website, Young Bombs, we have everything as well, like tour dates and everything like
And we
that.
actually just got on Discord too, which we gotta start using more. So yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Cool.
Easily accessible everywhere. Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time with me to sit down and talk about you, your story, things coming up and all that. To all our listeners out there, we appreciate you guys listening along for this. This has been another episode of The Launchpad. My name's Grant, and this is Young Bombs.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.